Hey guys, it's Dark Siege. I want to go over best siege pairs, and then I'll hit their talents real quick at the end, and I'll probably end up making another video just about talents in and of itself, in case someone is just searching for that. They can find it really quick, and I'll try to burn through this one pretty quick as well. Um, so I think when you talk about, or when I talk about, or anybody in Siege talks about what's the best pair, you're going to come up with two possible pairs. One of them being Margaret and Gonzo, or Gonzo and Gajamada. So you have Margaret and Gonzalo de Cordoba, or the second pair is Gonzo with Gajamada. Um, with that being said, Margaret and Barbara still pretty tight. We'll get that in a minute. Why is Margaret in that conversation with why is it a mixed pair if Margaret is skill and Gonzo is smite commander? And her skills, if you look at here, arrange normal bonus damage of 50%, increased damage factor of 600, right? So that normal damage bonus of 50% is so good that when you pair it up with Gonzo, like it's out of control. Then you have siege attack bonus, march speed, range normal attack bonus. Like these are all things that keep stacking. This one doesn't. March speed reduction works, but your range skill damage doesn't, of 20%. Again, more damage, defense reduction, gain 10% defense. So, and some healing going on, right? So outside of one thing where it says skill damage bonus of 20%, everything else works, right? And when range damage is only taking counterattack damage, it makes it really good. Here's the second thing is her talents, right? Is rejuvenate. When you see rejuvenate with non-siege commanders, you typically only have 2 skills in there, but this one requires 3 because you're burning through so much. And since we're here, here's my skill setup. You obviously go all the way top to 5, right? And then when you're talking about swift maneuvers, it works in and out of combat. If you need the third, then do it. But I like what it gives me. It gives me 3 on rejuvenate. Expert design is a must because it gives 6% to attack, defense, and health. So 6 times 3, 18. And then you get some health here, right? I'm sorry, wrong one. Healing, right? Is this healing? Yep. Receives an extra 9% healing. It's good. It's real good, right? And that's why I use this one, and I've cranked out a lot of damage when it was just Margaret and Gonzo, and it's a really good march. I'm not going to knock it. It's out of control. That's what I first ran, was Margaret and Gonzo. Those are the ones that had expertise first. I ran it my first couple of KVKs with Siege, and it had great output. The second march that we talked about is Gonzo and Gajamada, just pure siege, right? And so it has that force multiplier where it's all just smite, right? The synergy is just great. That's the word I was looking for, right? Gonzo, what makes him so good is right here. He has an AoE up to 3 troops. And typically you see most AoEs, except for the new British commander coming out. A lot of times they're at the end, but his is at the very beginning on skill 1, and so Gonzo and Gajamada is just a strong march. So Gajamada and Margaret are amplifiers, right? You can look at their damage in the first skill, blows, right? It's because they're buffing your other march, right? Just buffing and just making it so much better. Margaret has heals, Gajamada has heals. Together, I've tried them before. They ain't pumping out, right? So don't do that. But we need. So yeah. So for the top marches, Margaret, Gonzo, Gajamada. After that, I would say if some odd reason you just had Bobber and Gajamada, it's a strong march. You'll do fine. Not going to go wrong. When you're talking about siege commanders, if you had one strong pair, It's going to be good for years. You probably have one pair, and if they're expertised with legendary, right, you'll never have to change it out. Stuff might get stronger, and other siege commanders will see what's going on, but they can't get too much stronger because you already had a mini nerf happen with this skill, kings uh, thing that can pop off to reduce your damage, and then you take a little more damage, right? So that's already a signal that I'm really curious on what they're going to do with the upcoming siege commanders, because they're already telling the community they don't want it any stronger than what it is now. And so I think right now, if you went with the top two pairs already mentioned, you'll be fine. If you're going to go to two pairs, what does that look like? Well, you have two different setups. You could have the traditional as they came out setup, and this is what I currently run, and that's Margaret with Bobber, and then you have Gonzo with Gajamata. And let me just show you, I already showed you Margaret's talents. Let me show you Gonzalo's. This is what I use. I like, you go, when you look at engineering, you go all the way top to full 5. If you are short on march speed, then you switch up what I did there. I always have 2 in march speed because you get 3s on the attack side. You want effortless. It's my understanding it's an all damage. And I used to have this thought hey, I'll just put 1 point in effortless and then it'll build up over time and it'll get to 10%. It takes way too long for that to happen. You want to get the 2.5%. It'll build up to 10% quicker, and that's what you want. It's an all damage. It kicks butt. This commander deals 6% more normal damage of all types, but also deals 3% less skill damage of all types. Well, since he's a smite commander, he doesn't do skill damage. So it's just plus 6 normal damage, 6% all the time. That's a win-win. And then you also, during that, you pick up Burning Blood. And on this side, you get some other march speed, even on the very beginning, right? And I want to say somewhere over here, too, you get some march speed from yeah, there you go, right? So there's other march speeds that are in there, but that's the setup I get, and very happy with it. Okay. So I did Margaret and Bobber, and Gonzo and Gajamata, or you can do the mix and match pairs, right? And that would be Margaret with Gonzalo, and then Bobber with Gajamata. And those are your pairs. Honestly, and I can't say this enough, range is really strong. And in one side of the coin, you don't like saying it too much because they're going to nerf it. But it kills me because anybody can get range. It's not like I won the lottery and I'm like the one dude that has range and I'm just kicking ass out there. Anybody can get range. Some people choose not to. They're such haters on range because it's changed and it's different and it doesn't fit their definition. And so because of that, you've already seen this mini nerf come out, which honestly, I could see it as a little BS. But if it's the one thing they do to slow down range and they do nothing else, and it kind of squashes everybody else's content for it, then fine. But if you have such a problem with range, just get a range march yourself. Damn, man, what the hell? Okay, that's my little rant. Yay, range rocks. It really does. It does really well. At the end of this, please like and subscribe if you made it this far. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me. I'm a new content creator. And if you can watch some other videos, make some comments, yay. All right, guys, have a good one.